what does authenticity mean to you, and how much do you value it in other people?
I value it very much. And here's the reason why. It does not have the profound effect on you when you violate the protocol. The
Hmm.
only really authentic method of remote viewing has to be within the protocol. And the
Right.
protocol has existed since 1972. It's been modified once to deal with what are called forced choice, like yes or no, bet, don't bet, go, don't go, that kind of thing. It's called a forced choice,
Mhm.
difficult forced choice decision. It can be used in a modified way to produce the actual answer that will occur in the end.
Right.
And a lot of people don't believe that, except there is a front page article on the New York Times that speaks to an investment that was made by Dr. Hal Puthoff and Russell Targ back when they were experimenting, where
Mhm.
they raised sufficient money. They went something like 12 straight decisions on silver shares and raised enough money to buy all of the sports equipment, uh, all of the costumes, the instruments, everything for a high school that's necessary for their sports department, their band, any kind of equipment they needed. They bought it all by using remote viewing and multiplying the investment. I think they started with $10,000 and they ended with over $250,000. But that was actually on the front page of the New York Times. Psychics used to produce this much money. That's been done on numerous occasions. It's also failed in a mighty way because of a misunderstanding of statistics by one of the investors. I was part of that group. Uh, we I can't tell you how much money was involved because we started with a large pot. I think it was 50K. And the idea was that when we reached a certain amount, we would stop. And uh, we had, I think, 16 straight decisions had been perfect, made the right decision on whether to reinvest or whatever. At the 16th event, we did the remote viewings, and it came out that we should do it a certain way. I think it was bet A and not B. And
Mhm.
the person who was actually buying the ticket or making the bet sat down and figured the statistical odds of picking it right 17 times in a row, and the result he got scared him half to death. And so what he did is he went and he invested the opposite the opposite way. He was supposed to like buy and he sold, lost everything. And we asked him, why did you do that? You went against the remote viewing. And he said, because if you understand the statistics, it was like almost like 1 in 7 trillion or something that it would hit again. And we explained to him, look, yes, that's in when you're looking at 1 in 100 and 1 in 16 choices, but it isn't 1 in 16 choices. It's always 50-50.
Right.
Yes or no.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
never 1 in 16. It's always 50-50. And he went, oh my God. And I said, right. And then he said, let's do it again. And we all said, no, no, I mean, go away. So there's a flaw in the fact that you're dealing with humans.
Right. Right.
The remote viewing worked perfectly, 16 straight runs. And then the human failed. But
Mhm.
uh, I just find it really comical sometimes.